Civilization IV's expansion Beyond the Sword is easily one of the biggest and best expansions the series has ever seen. To begin with, the game has been enlarged with all the usual suspects. There are new civs, new units, new wonders, new scenarios, and basically all the other quantitative additions you'd expect from a standard expansion. But moving beyond the standard approach, Firaxis has also introduced some significant gameplay mechanics that complement the existing game very nicely. The first and most enjoyable addition is the Espionage System. While there was a spying system in the game before, this new system is so much larger and more effective that it's an integral tool you can use in nearly every aspect of the game. By funding your espionage program, you'll gain valuable information about your rivals and can even sponsor special sabotage or influence missions using your spy units. But what's really great about this system is that it allows more peace-oriented players an opportunity to really upset their neighbors' strategies without having to resort to full-on war. The second most significant gameplay addition is the introduction of the Apostolic Palace. This world wonder adds a considerable political element to the game's religion system in that all civs that share that religion can gather together as a bloc to decide on various diplomatic issues, from refusing to trade with infidels, to stopping wars between members, to launching full-on crusades. Though the palace is a powerful tool, its effectiveness varies from game to game and is definitely limited by the strength of its member nations. Corporations are another new element to consider here, and they're definitely one of the weaker elements of the game. Corporations are a sort of late-game version of religions, but rather than encouraging the spread of the gospel of capitalism and profit, corporations are actually a significant drain on their host nation's economy. Now, we're not entirely sure why this is, but it feels wrong to us that the negatives of the system far outweigh its potential profits. On the plus side, you can use these corporations as offensive weapons against your rivals by spreading these commerce-draining corporations in their own cities. You can save a bit of money by establishing parts of your overseas empire as colonies. These are basically vassals run by the AI. Unfortunately, the money you save in maintenance isn't quite enough to make up for the lost production and research potential that a sizable overseas empire can give you, but it's still a real time saver to hand over management of cities on a less important continent to the AI. The combat has improved significantly, owing to some new units and an increase in the AI's ability to wage war. You can still make some progress with the early axe rush, but the AI defends so much more intelligently now, using just the right mix and number of units in their cities. On attack, they're even more effective, capable of putting together some massive stacks that can make short work of poorly defended border cities. Siege units have been nerfed a little bit, but you'll be getting mobile artillery now and cruise missiles late in the game, so you'll be able to keep up with your advancing tanks. There are also some interesting changes to the way that air units work that make them seem more effective in their primary mission. There's lots more to this game than just the quantitative additions we've covered so far. There are random events, advanced starts, new mods and scenarios, and more than a few other surprises in store for fans who pick this one up. Of course, there are the usual problems. The interface is definitely getting a bit more cluttered now, particularly with all the new additions, and there are still some frustrating performance problems towards the end of the game. Also, as with any Civ game, there are definitely some initial balancing problems to be worked out, but there's nothing that really stands out as particularly broken or beyond repair. Ultimately, though, these small annoyances never really get in the way of our enjoyment of the expansion's new features. Beyond the Sword has definitely brought some amazing new content to Civilization, and it's a must-have expansion for any Civ player.